All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the regular meeting dated Monday, February 3rd, 2020 at 6 p.m. Catherine, take the roll, please.
Trustee Lynam?
Here.
Trustee Sella?
Here.
Trustee Wood? Here. Trustee Mahoney?
Here.
Trustee Andreessen?
Here.
Trustee Coonsey?
Here.
President Miller?
Here, and if you'd rise and join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, that takes us first item on the agenda, which is public comment on agenda items only. Do you have anybody that would like to address the board? Seeing none, we'll move right on to consent. We have 3 items on here. Any trustee want to add or delete anything to these? Now I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Item A, motion to approve the special village board meeting minutes dated January 13th, 2020. Item B, motion to approve a resolution approving the content and or release of certain executive session minutes of regular and special meetings of the president and board of trustees. Item C, motion to approve an ordinance authorizing abatement of the tax levy for the general obligation fund 2012A general obligation bond, 2012B, 2012 TIF revenue bonds, Route 25 TIF, and general obligation bonds 2015 and 2016.
Second.
Okay, so we're good. Kevin?
Trustee Lynam?
Yes.
Trustee Sella?
Yes.
Trustee Wood? Yes. Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Andreessen?
Yes.
Trustee Coonsey?
Yes.
Okay, we have no old business, so that takes us to new, which is, first thing here is a motion to, donation of a vehicle. If we can have a motion on this, please.
I'll make a motion to approve a resolution. We can do it the same way. Go ahead.
I'll move to approve a resolution declaring a police vehicle to be surplus and authorizing the donation of said vehicle to Pink Heels Tri-Cities chapter.
I'll second.
Very good. Any discussion on this one? Kevin? Oh.
No, I just want to say, I think this, it seems like, from what I can tell, a very worthwhile organization. However, I don't think that this is really the right way to go about using public funds or assets. So it's not really what government is
Okay. Anyone else? Kevin?
Trustee Lynam?
No.
Trustee Sella?
Yes.
Trustee Wood? No. Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Andreessen?
Yes.
Trustee Coonsey?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Motion passes. All right. Next thing we have is the recognition of Ryan Niles. Chief.
Thank you. This is always a night that I look forward to, of course, because we're highlighting good work and good people in the police department. Last year, you may remember our first police officer of the year was Joe Rizzawa. Joe, will you raise your hand? In spite of his hat, you might recognize him from last year. Ryan, would you join me, please? So it's gratifying to see so many people here, and I want to ask Ryan if you would introduce your family, will you please?
Yeah, I'm here with my dad, Steve, my mom, Stacy, my brother, Andrew, my fiance, Nicole, and her parents, Mike and Tammy.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me tell you quickly about the process that we use. It's really a bottom-up award process. In December, I put out an email to everybody reminding them that in January I'd be asking for nominations and reiterating what the award signifies. In written policy, the Officer of the Year is defined as the officer who has made the most significant contributions to the police department throughout the year and who, through his or her dedication, loyalty, and consistently high-quality work, sets themselves apart as an officer to be emulated. So then in January, we asked for nominations and be both full-time or part-time officers. In our January staff meeting, which is attended by the sergeants, deputy chief, and myself, we reviewed the 7 nominations that we received, discussed them thoroughly, and the qualifications, and then a vote is taken. The nominees this year were Sergeant Andy Ritter. Andy, are you here?
Yep, back corner.
Thank you. Detective Jessica Marinos, who's not here because of a death in the family today, and Officer Ryan Miles. All three have also been nominated last year. And so Ryan Miles was selected, and I would like to say a little bit about why. Ryan was selected because of his consistently high quantity and quality of work. He has a passion for policing. He made 39 arrests or suspended for revoked drivers during the year. 10 DUI arrests, 27 outside warrant arrests, 49 arrests for possession of marijuana, controlled substance, or drug paraphernalia. Most of these categories, Ryan had the highest number of arrests in the department. But arrest statistics only tell part of the story. Sometimes the best work that's done doesn't even show up as a statistic. And I'd like to cite just one example of many. Last year, Ryan got recognition from a married couple who had made a report, a missing person report on their adult son, and they were very concerned about his welfare. Sensing their sincerest concern, Ryan worked on this case for 9 straight hours, contacted friends and associates, searching the internet, and located the man in a hillside motel. He had the hillside police make contact at the motel, and they said the man's fine. He's a voluntary missing person. Ryan was able to contact the parents and allay their concerns, and they were effusive in their praise. Ryan has also been selected for his demonstration of our stated values throughout his work, including he uses only, in my opinion, this is what I've seen, he uses only the reasonable force necessary to accomplish a lawful purpose. He provides fair treatment and equal protection under the law to all people. Without exception, he's honest, he performs his work with integrity. He views his badge not as a symbol just of authority, but as a symbol of the public's trust in him. He holds himself to a higher standard, both on and off the job. So we're proud of Ryan's values, of the work he performs, and the results that he achieves. It's my pleasure to award him this plaque for East Dundee Police Officer of the Year, Ryan, which reads, presented in recognition of outstanding performance reflecting the values of a superior law enforcement professional in the village of East Dundee. Congrats. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you, Ryan. Appreciate your work.
Thank you.
Well done.
Very good. Okay, there's one more item on here, I will not feel embarrassed if you guys leave. You want to hang around, that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay. One more item on new business this evening. You can have a motion on item C.
Motion for discussion of XM video gaming licensing.
Second.
Very good. Okay, discussion, we have, our information packet. We'll take a look at that.
Sure, I can introduce it. So, I think we did history about 2 years ago today. Jay, the owner of Amstar at the time, came and requested a video gaming license from the village. In order to facilitate that request, the village board would need to grant a consumption license for liquor, essentially creating a tavern within the gas station or some sort of restaurant within the gas station. So at the time, the village board did discuss that concept, and there was a 4-3 consensus not to create an additional liquor license and video gaming permit that would be required. So I think as you recall at our last board meeting, Jay came and spoke during public comment to make a new appeal to the board. His appeal centered around other gas stations having video gaming and also the opening of KC's and having a difficult time competing with that gas station and other gas stations. So I did provide you with that background in the memorandum. You know, at the time, 2 years ago, my recommendation was to deny this request. I can say that my recommendation hasn't changed, only because the fact that the state law seems clear. Video gaming is for truck stops, not for gas stations. Also, we have denied the same request from Thornton's in the past. Thornton's did acquire additional land to become a truck stop, and so they were granted the video gaming license. But you don't have intentions of becoming a truck stop. And so we do have 2 other gas stations in town that could make the same request. So the issue before the board really is, are you comfortable granting a consumption license and the operations that go along with that consumption license within the gas station? My recommendation is no for those reasons. I also don't feel like it's maybe fits the quaint small town feel that we're looking for as you're entering on River Street, but that's my recommendation. And it's up to the board to provide direction, and if you do want to provide direction in that, then we'll come back with an ordinance that would create an additional liquor license and create the additional video gaming permit for this establishment. I'm taking questions, or if you hear from the owner, he's here.
I guess, honestly, my thoughts are not talking about the component of it. And again, your points are all very well taken. You know, as far as fitting the quaint nature of the village, again, this is not something that's going to change the exterior of the facade of the building. Where, you know, so it's all, you know, it's not going to be like flashing lights like Vegas or Atlantic City or something like that. Also, I mean, our quaint little village has got the second highest density of video gaming machines in the state of Illinois already. I mean, at this point, we're moving deck chairs on Titanic. As far as why I'm in support of it, you know, we would have to create a consumption license. Truth be told, honestly, there being a lot of consumption anyway, but what it would do, in my opinion, is, you know, allow them to generate some revenue off of gaming, possibly draw more customers, which will then be buying more gas, and, you know, allow him to increase revenues for his business, and also for the village to do gas sales tax, things like that. And also, I remember what that property looked like before Jay bought it. And that property was a dump. And he, you know, 25 years ago, whatever it was, you know, put a lot of time, effort, and money into that property. It has always been trying to figure out ways to make it a successful property. You know, he's trying to subway shop and sandwich shop, things like that. And again, you know, we're not putting video game machines in a church or we're at a hospital. We're putting them in a gas station. I mean, it's not, no offense, Jay, but you're not a tourist destination anyway. You know, I mean, you're a gas station. You're utilitarian property. I personally don't see the harm, and I could actually see some benefit of granting this request. But again, that's my opinion and just why I feel the way I do.
And I'll add to that, across the board, and it's nothing against your establishment, Jay, I go there probably more than any other gas station in town. But in general, I'm opposed to video gaming as a whole. So that's my stand on it.
Well, for my part, I mean, the work that's gone into bringing it to the condition it is, notwithstanding the idea of circumventing a law that's on the books, just to be able to arrive at an end is not really a good idea. I mean, I've struggled with this one, and I've thought a lot about it, and I can see both sides. You know, we did limit at one time through, I don't recall if it was through ordinance or certainly discussion, the idea of the number of gaming licenses we were going to allow. I wasn't in favor of those either. I'm not in favor of increasing them, but I'm certainly not in favor of going around a law that's meant to, you know, achieve a different end. A consumption license in a gas station, even though they wouldn't necessarily be serving open liquor or whatever is not the point. The idea that we could end up with more than one establishment doing the same thing is a recipe for a problem. So I would have to vote against it.
My concern would be, and just counter your point again, I totally respect I just don't like gaming. That's a fair position.
That's
That's
fair.
a well vetted person.
Yeah.
But, the fear is if somebody doesn't remain financially viable, right, the lease isn't allowed to compete with closely proximate gas stations doing the same thing. The only thing that would look worse possibly than having gaming in a gas station is having it on a gas station.
Well, true, and I mean,
And that's, again, I'm not trying to be dramatic, I'm just saying.
I understand it, and I mean, I thought about that too, and I really would struggle with the idea that gaming is going to pull you from the abyss. If you have a situation where it's only going to be a couple of video gaming games that's going to pull you from the brink of bankruptcy, then, I mean, I have a hard time buying that, but.
But if everybody else is offering something that you can't,
Well,
it's
I mean,
bringing customers.
okay, that's true, but I mean, what we have to think about is the next thing down the line. I mean, if the gaming doesn't solve the problem, what will? Perhaps, some other type of, either, off-color or off-brand type of approach to raising revenue. What do we want it to be? You can make any argument you want that'll go against the grain of what the establishments are supposed to be, and, pretty soon you've got a real mess. And, I don't know, I just, the idea though that we're going to allow consumption license in gas stations really does not sit well with me. Even though, like I say, they're likely to serve, and if they're not, then the idea is the deliberate circumvention of the law.
Again, I don't know, I think circumvention is a strong word. I mean, it's an available vehicle. I mean, it's that's available to the village.
Well, it'd be available in the sense that we would invent it, and we would call it available as a way that the state has put forth as a means to circumvent it. It's a way that people have found to work around the law, but it's not a state ordained solution to the problem.
No, but I mean, it is a loophole. What we're talking about doing
Yeah, it's a
is allowing for a license that, if, he has a license that will allow for consumption of alcohol on the establishment, on the premises, that'll allow him to get the gaming, which is the end.
Right.
And
I agree.
Great.
I agree with you. And, I mean, you have to think about, we already have other gas stations in town that don't have the games, that don't have the liquor consumption license. Now we're going to be saying, if we say yes to this, we're going to be saying yes to this as well. Or we have no reason not to.
a precedent.
You set a precedent by, I allow it, these other ones. Jay, I have a question for you. When you came before us before, you said you were experiencing a drop in your sales gallons per month, and you were attributing it mainly to the opening of the Casey's down on East Street in West Dundee, and that they were undercutting pricing. Have you found any kind of bounce back now that they've been open for a while? I've pulled up the local gas prices, and they're in line with Thornton's and BP and everything else. So and today they're at exactly the same price.
See, month of November, we were 9% down. And December, we are still 4% down compared to 2018. And even though our profit margin went down big amount, because the more gas station open, and we have 13,000 population in town, including West Dundee and East Dundee, I believe. So they have option to go to the new places, and they keep going to the new places. And the only remedy that I think that in order to bring more people in our location is you have to give some kind of opportunity. Basically, the one one customer wants to play game, at the same time, he buy everything from them. So I'm losing that regular customer. And I've been here since 1999. Very successful businessman in East Dundee town. I didn't leave this town. And since last 3 years, it's hurting us. It's hurting big time. That's all I can say. I need a support from city.
Just drilling down into the numbers that you shared with us, thank you very much, was, is the percentage of 4% and the 9% that you shared, is that gallons per
No,
month?
no,
Or is that dollars per
inside.
month? And how does that relate to the average gas prices 2018 to 2019?
50% down. We used to sell 2 trucks a week, which is 16,000 gallons a week. Now we are down to 8,000, 8.5, because of the other gas stations. And because of the AC, they lower the price, and Shell and Speedway match with them. I can't, because they are losing 23 cents. Right now, right now we are making, this week we are making money, but November, December, they were killing us. And we are down to 2,000 gallons a day. Now we are 800, 900 gallons a day. You know, and now I'm worried about the Speedway
Right.
on
Well-
Rock Road.
Well, based on the gas buddy prices that are here, Speedway is actually higher over in West Dundee than everybody else.
No, Speedway is 240, 246 today, and the Shell is 258. I check the price 3 times a day.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Well, okay, so right now it says Speedway is 257. So anyways, everybody's gonna set their prices the way they want to, so, all right, thank you.
I'm in favor of this because Jay's been a great asset to this village, and it would be a shame to lose that revenue and an opportunity to get more revenue. You know, it could bring more in for the village, and we need money for infrastructure. So I would say, rethink your decision, because we don't need to lose any more businesses. We need to keep all the businesses we got, and we got a great businessman here.
Jay, what's your square footage?
Sorry,
Your square footage of the store?
for a game machine,
No, for the whole store.
800, 2,800.
I'm just trying to do a mental comparison of size-wise, how that compares to a Casey's or a Speedway. It's 4,500? Okay.
And I would like to use 160 square feet for a game machine.
So just to address the elephant in the room here, if I can. How much do you think this is honestly based on location and ease of access into your facility? I mean, you can, I don't know how many parking spaces you have, it's not a lot. But if I look at the layout of Speedway, or if I look at the layout of Casey's, they're probably twice the size, they probably have 10 times the parking, and they probably have a much easier flow of getting in and out. Do you think that that's part of the reason why people are adapting to a newer place? Or, you know, maybe it's like, go to the newer place because I want to check it out, and it's clean, and it's new, and all that stuff, and maybe they have something that we're offered besides video games?
Both. Obviously, new facility, price is right, price is good for the customer, and they have obviously enough parking because it's a, I believe it's 3-acre land.
What's 3 acres? Okay.
Altogether, 3 acres land or a little bit more or less.
Would you be serving alcohol there?
If I had a game machine,
Well, no, I mean, you had, the way that the state law works is we would have to change our ordinance to allow you to sell and pour
it's,
liquor.
of course, yeah.
You don't have to, but you would have to have that license.
Yes,
Is your intent that you would be serving people alcohol while you're there?
in the game machine area only.
Okay.
You guys can probably do something similar to your seal like dollars, where like your service is like a little countertop cooler with some beers in it.
Is that what your intent would be?
Sorry?
Is that, would it be similar to Dollar's?
Yes. The small cooler right by the game machine and we serve.
I'd like to ask George his opinion on that regarding in general, liquor being served out of, basically it's a gas station. As far as the control and accountability and possible risks involving, overserve or whatever, from your professional standpoint.
I really don't have an opinion on this. I mean, the village is gonna do whatever you decide. Whatever you decide, we'll make adjustments.
Understood.
If we
Thank
have-
you.
They would have to be trained, obviously. They'd have to go through the proper training procedures, and they would be responsible for any incidents that happen, whether somebody was overserved, or whether somebody fell down, whatever the case was there, and then they would be responsible for that.
Or drive away.
Right, would be calling before the liquor commission, just like anybody else would.
Yeah, they've got to get dram shop insurance, they have to do acid training for their staff.
I think what you may be referring to, Wood, is the fact that, you're coming by yourself to get gas or play, and then you're driving away versus.
I mean, the
if you're
perception
going
is
to-
horrible.
Right, if you're going to maybe an establishment, you're going with others, or maybe a designated driver, this is kind of like a solo activity. In a way, I think it's a bit different.
Absolutely.
And
This is again, nothing against you, Jay, because like I said, you're the place I've heard the most in this village when it comes to gas. I just think this is a bad idea from a perception standpoint. I think it's a bad idea from a precedent standpoint. And I don't think that the gaming business was introduced into the state of Illinois to be implemented in this type of situation. And that's the way I look at it.
Well, I'd like to apologize for suggesting that the whole purpose behind this request was to circumvent the law to get to a different end. But now the fact that you are going to serve, or your intention is to serve, I have to say I'm even less in favor of it. So,
At the end of the day, how is this different? And again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here for conversation purposes. How is this different than Dollar's, where a single person will get out there, they'll play the video games, they'll have a beer, they'll go home?
I don't
The
think,
the comparable would be if Dolly's decided that they were gonna put in a couple of gas pumps, we'd get close to that.
I don't know why we.
Just saying. that-
Or gas taxes, sure.
The question I have at a higher level is, we talk about this setting a precedent for the two other gas stations that we have in town.
Which two are those?
Well, we have a mobile station,
Okay.
and then whatever the one is on the corner of 68.
Yeah, it's, that shop. I don't think that structure's big enough to hold a machine.
Well, and then Shell, yeah, two Shell.
but that is kind of the point, isn't it? Even if it isn't big enough to hold a machine, we're now opening the door for them to find ways to hold the machine.
Most people will be opening up next to the Shell, so I guarantee you the Shell.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Even if it's,
But then are we limiting it to even just gas stations? I mean, what if somebody that's not a gas station says, hey, I want to get that too?
I was provided furthermore with an example of a previous town where a laundromat wanted to buy the unit next to them and open something so that there would be gaming. And that immediately happened after the city approved the gaming. So the requests started coming in that were unique, out of the box to everybody else. We denied that request.
well, I mean, if we were to go with something like this, it won't be long before Speedway comes to us, or, like you say, mobile or any of the others, to say, well, we would like to serve liquor in our gaming section. So it's insane.
So, I'm not sure where we are with this, guys. There's no vote mean,
Let's try to hold.
yeah, do we have a consensus? I guess I'll just ask a show of hands. Do we have, who's in favor of moving forward with this? So, I'm not sure that there's a way around this at this point. I'd like to see if we can work with you to see if there's other opportunities that we can help you with to help make your business more successful.
I would
There is-
suggest market focus.
In East Dundee, all the gas station has the taping machine, except me and the one on 25.
Well, the one on 68 doesn't.
Well,
the
68,
Shell doesn't
I
have the-
really don't consider it because they are going to close pretty soon again.
I get it. They're not a good
So,
comparison for.
That when you look at the atmosphere, if the big gas station has a gaming machine and the small gas station has a gaming machine, it's the same thing. The only thing is they have big land and I don't.
Yeah, but that's
Other than
the
that-
state law, unfortunately. And I guess, you know, obviously, Jay, we all love you in your business, and we want you to be successful. I spend all my gas money in town at your place, you see me in there all the time. I don't go in, I wouldn't stop in there specifically just to gamble, and I'd have to say that's probably 80% of the people. So, I mean, I don't look out for a place that has gaming when I go out to get gas. Now, there are gonna be some people that are different. The Thornton's doesn't have anything yet, I know the Shell doesn't have anything yet. And then what about the mobile that's on 25, the chicken place? They don't have that yet either. So in reality, I think the only thing that will have something in town, at least at some point in the future, is going to be Speedway and Thornton's. So that doesn't help you, but so I would like to see if we can work with you and try and come up with some idea other than this, because it doesn't look at this point like the board is going to want to set a precedent here. I think that would be it's about all I can tell you at this point. So do you want to get together at some point in the future and see if we can work on what ideas we can help you with? Okay. All right. Let's move on.
Thank you.
As a procedural matter, I do believe that a trustee was made, or rather that trustee Lyman made and trustee Wood seconded the motion on this matter. I think you can just withdraw the motion at this time because there's no action to be taken.
I'll withdraw my motion.
Thank you.
All right, you have a watch list in your packet there, all the type of stuff. I have no report this evening. We'll go on with the table. Trustee Sal. No report. Trustee Andreessen.
We had a general committee meeting this evening discussing a new logo for the Village of East Dundee.
Yeah, it's all.
Also discussing the fact that there's probably 3 or 4 different iterations of when we were actually founded and
At least.
3 or 4 different logos and branding, and kind of what the goal is right now is to kind of clean up that mess, move it with a unified branding for the village, whether it be through like the logo itself, or color scheme or whatever, and then all uses of that branding. Also using some signage, downtown and around 72 to focus on some of the assets of our village. But I believe that will be coming before the board probably. Yeah, about this.
So, just a quick comment. I saw the graphics on that. I really like it.
Mhm.
My one and only comment, because I am a stickler on this. This is something I've always had. You've got established on there, and I know people like to look at that. I would suggest that somebody goes out and looks around at other towns just to see what they have on there, because established in my mind doesn't really mean anything. It's a good look, right? I started my business, I put a sign on there, I said established 2016, which, wasn't that long ago, but it's a good look, and I like the way that looks too. But for a village, you know, when was it founded, when was it settled, when was it established, when was it chartered, on and on and on. You can pick a
And we talk
wide
about that
range.
as well. We
Yeah.
talk about like, you know, when was there kind of like more than just somebody's sitting on land?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
when was there kind of like a centralized like government or like a leadership of the community or, you know, I guess there was a vote to, you know, become a village, but then there was no paperwork filed for like 13 years.
Well, that was actually to incorporate.
Okay.
We were here much longer before
Well,
that.
that's the thing, and again, I'd be very interested in seeing, because again, to your point, you're right, but, you know, maybe actually putting some research into it or whatever, trying to figure out when East Dundee actually started and, you know, kind of come into consensus, like, do we start when, you know, 12 different families came together and said, we're gonna have a town?
Yeah, I mean, my comment would simply be figure out what you want that to be. Is it, you know, what do you consider the origin,
Yeah.
right?
And then you can say founded, established,
Because
incorporated, whatever.
downtown, if you look at all the buildings on Harbor Street, were all built in the 50s and 70s. And to say it's established in 1887, I'm not sure where that fits in. So I'm just throwing that out
Sure,
there.
no, you're exactly right.
Okay.
So-
So those buildings on River were built in the 1850s?
1870 maybe, 75, something like that. I think it's that.
So they could have been here without the town being incorporated, obviously.
Well, incorporation at the time, the way that the state of Illinois worked was, you were either a town, a village, or a city based on your population. Just like home rule, they changed the law to say, okay, it's not based on that, you can vote it in. And so by incorporating after 1872, when they changed the law, you could become a village or you could become this, and incorporation gave you different legal status.
I see.
So all the towns around here all did it the same week. We just filed our paperwork wrong. Didn't get it back for 2 years. So, anyway, okay. Did you have anything?
No, that's,
Okay, sorry.
What day was that we had the other community events workshop? Monday. I went to attend the community events workshop and had some really great participation from the food vendors and really good conversation about what made sense for them. And we'll be sharing that. I can share it with you individually. But I think we're looking at trying to have more participation, more consistent number of food vendors, and actually sharing a lot of the information between food vendors so that not everybody's serving tacos, kind of thing. And there's a lot of energy, positive energy. They were all in favor as well of doing consistent tents and banners and getting them formats for menus, so they can focus on what they can really do and what they're really good at, which is serving awesome food.
What about food trucks? Did we talk about it?
We did not talk about the food truck because that's just pretty much for Mondays,
Right. Well, we were also
Did we
looking at
talk
food
about
trucks
we talked about
during
that?
other times.
Well, but
Nobody brought it up.
when the discussion was filled, it came up in the individual groups.
Oh, it did? Okay.
And when the discussion, basically they said, we hear you, we're gonna step up.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's where the
Okay.
direction went. So the food trucks was thrown out there, but we started out the workshop with what is the purpose of the events, and we communicated to them that the purpose of the events is to support them. And so, well, they heard that, and they understood that we needed to be there and they need to be accountable. Actually, one of the groups came up and they said, basically, if we don't show up, fire us. No shows, you're fired. And so that was the outcome, that they really wanted. They want this opportunity to participate fully. And they want to make sure that if they are participating, that they show up. Would you agree, Trustee Mahoney?
Yeah, and the other thing that by communicating to them that this is a perfect opportunity to market themselves, that we can also, that they see that as an opportunity to give, even if they're not a vendor for that particular
Right.
event, put something on the menu for Wine Down Wednesdays, a Wine Down Wednesday special, so that it can be consistent and cohesive,
Sure.
kind of a marketing presentation, as well as doing giveaway coupons for, you know, come back for free dessert if you buy an entree, that, whatever they want to do, but as comebacks to start the whole flywheel effect to bring people back to their businesses. So, it was good.
We will be, we're preparing a report that we'll distribute with a summary of the workshop and the findings.
Yeah, unfortunately, I ended up having a last minute thing I had to be at my regular job. So, I couldn't make it. And I wanted that sandwich.
It was delicious.
Come here, got it.
Should.
The only other thing I have is, a couple months ago, I brought up the Route 25 with some of the used car dealers that are, particularly the one that was the old Taylor rental company. They still do have their sign up that is a banner, which is against our signage rules, that's affixed to their building. Granted, they affix them even harder, more permanently, instead of getting an appropriate approved material for the signage. And however, the other car dealer that used to be Miro Motors, they repainted and they've got a beautiful sign. It looks clean. It doesn't look it looks like a really legitimate used car dealership, or as legitimate as a good used car dealership could, you know. So that was a positive. But I would really like that followed up on to make sure that more permanent signage is, if they're going to put it on the side of their building, that it's permanent. The other new car dealer, used car dealer, where Miro was, doesn't even have anything on the building yet, maybe, because maybe they're looking at something that's appropriate within our regulations.
Okay. Trustee Lamb.
No,
Trustee Wood.
No,
Trustee Coonsey.
no important.
Okay. Village Administrator.
I want to remind you that the Planning and Zoning Commission will be having a public hearing on the cannabis item this Wednesday, 6 o'clock at the Senior Center. So it's at 6 o'clock, not 7. If you would like to attend, you're certainly welcome to attend. That's all I have.
Okay. Village Attorney.
No report, thank you.
Engineer.
No report.
So, you guys want to get out of here today? Chief.
No report.
Public Works. Got enough salt left this year?
We are, really, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
We do.
All right, building officials not here, finance is not here, so we'll take public comment from anybody in the room. Give us your name and
That's about
address,
it. There's
sir.
only one left.
Yeah, we ran them all out. Just get your name and address.
Excuse me, my name is Chris Caius. I reside at 340 Winding Canyon Way in Algonquin. I'm the county board member for District 23, up in the north end of there, so mostly Algonquin and Carpentersville. But I've been visiting other villages with interest, and I'm amazed every time I visit one just how important it is that I get witness the kind of things you guys go through, even though it's a small village. Those big tough decisions are very personal. So I commend you for your service. I was just elected a year ago in the fall, so I'm still a freshman planning board member. I'm on what I'd like to do is just mention a few things so you guys can get out of here early, or out of here on time. I'm a member of, we formed a Kane County Complete Counts Commission. I don't know if you've heard of that. Some of the villages have a Complete Count Commission. We were looking for funding, but we didn't get it, so what we are doing is reminding the villages and organizations to participate in the upcoming census, which they'll be mailing cards out in the middle of March, and April 1st is the day that it will be registered. They send out a card that has a number that you can register online and then count who's at your house and business. And the library also over here will have a desk committed just to that as part of their Trails program to register people. As we know, the financing and representation is based on the census, so a complete count is very important to us, especially small towns and counties. And all also mentioned too that they are, my last report, they're well behind on hiring for temporary employees. So if you have something in your village for employment, to encourage employment, there's a 2020 census.gov/jobs for, I think it's $15 an hour. And I think it's very, we had a meeting, training session, and it's very flexible for the hours they can contribute and what they can do to participate and make money. So that. And if you have any questions, actually Mo Iqbal, who's one of the county board members, is the chairman of the committee. So you can get a hold of me or Mo on that and for more information. Mostly Mo, I'm passing on information, but I can make sure that if there's something you have a question, I can get back to you on it. Also, I'd like to mention, we had just recently the 30th anniversary edition of our Green Guide that the county publishes every year. It has, besides some posters in the very middle here on where and how to recycle, both Spanish and English. There's a listing in here from A to Z on what, so come up, whenever you have a question about what it is that you want to recycle, that if it's recyclable, the information will be in here. I have about 10 or 15 of these, and I'll leave you with some of them. You can pick up or pass around. And if you want more, I can make sure you get it, or you can get it from our recycling people down at the county site in Geneva. Unfortunately, I switched cars with my wife today, and I don't have my car. I'd like to hand out a flyer. I don't know if you've heard of the fabulous Fox River Water Trail that the county's been working on in development to eventually, hopefully, establish a national water trail, because there's been several of them established in the United States, for the Fox to draw canoers and kayakers as a tourist destination to bring people down through on the Fox River, where they will portage and stop and hopefully stay and reside and spend money and bring money to because the Fox is an amazing resource for us. I know you probably do too. I get my illegal kayak and go fishing on the Fox. And I'll make sure that I bring some flyers next time. I usually have a big stack of them. You can pass out maybe at or have a display or something that people can pick up. I know they're very popular with the Chamber of Commerce. But there's also a website. If you Google Fabulous Fox River Water Trail, you can go in on the internet. They now have established maps for different areas, like about 8 different areas that show you where to get on the river, where to get off, the accessibility and things to watch for. And we're looking for input on that. Karen Miller is the individual. She's probably, well, I know she's listed in the flyer, but also on the website to get a hold of. If you have something that you're excited about on the Fox that you do that you think would be fun, or something that if you notice that on the website it says there's an access point that is not on there that you know about, that the public can get access to the river. What we want to do is make it really accessible so people can take a day, half a day, a week, go all the way down the Fox, because it starts, up in Wisconsin, it goes all the way down to Ottawa, so it's a big deal. It's a big river. As a member of the county board, I'm also on the Forest Reserve as well. There's a board of Forest Reserve, and we have established, we had a retreat, which sounds way more romantic than it was. It was known as the Forest Reserve. And we were establishing capital funding projects for the future. We have a number of them going on all the time. We have maintenance projects going on all the time, as well as capital funding. Some of the top 10 that are put on the list, they work down, so they may jump up, so they finish it faster than they're allowed, or than others if they become more critical. Raceway Woods over here across the river will be having a new entrance road and parking trail connection. That's on the list. It's not been funded yet, but it'll be moving up the list as part of the top 10. Schweitzer will be having a it's called the Pothole Marsh and Woods Restoration, which is going to be a big project. And right up here on this side of the river at Fox River Shores, they'll be working on the Fen as a capital project in the near future as well. And if you have any questions, I'd like to visit more often, if, you know, like once every other month or something, especially if something comes up that would be important to the village here. Because I drive through here every day. I go down to downtown and we, you know, take the barns and stuff.
Can you give us an update on Long Meadow Parkway?
Long Meadow Parkway is quiet for the winter right now. It's just going through committee right now. It'll be an executive committee this next Wednesday, I believe, to establish the toll on the bridge. It'll be finished, the parkway should be finished in 2021. I think they were saying late 2020, but I think it's moving to 2021. They've acquired the properties, the right-of-ways on the east side of the river. So that if you've been up Williams or San Luis, you'll see that the bridge goes only so far. Well, that property between 25 and San Luis had to be acquired. It's been acquired. We just voted and approved the amount of money to settle those. So they should be starting in the spring on those to finish it up.
Did they have to do eminent domain on that?
I don't think so. I think they're working so that they agree with everybody. Would have drawn it out even more, I think they saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Sort of show me the money.
Yeah.
Eventually $1.8 million here.
Okay.
You know, a few little bit of change here and there in the transportation department.
Has any discussion been had concerning funding in the event that the toll doesn't succeed?
It never will. It's going to go. It would go back to the county. As it is right now, it's guaranteed with RTA, I believe. The gas tax, RTA tax. So it was first established at 95 cents one way. They're working on a program right now to have, and that's part of the voting process we're going to be going through right now, is to establish those people that are going to use it regularly could pay $200 a month. And if they used it every day for a year, they would get it down to possibly, you know, both ways, 38 cents. I've introduced amendments to that ordinance, it's an ordinance, to have Kane County residents excluded from the tolling altogether. And
Sounds good.
I think so too.
I think that's a great idea.
It's great. It's a Kane County bridge. Why are we paying for, I gotta drive, and I'm on the east side of Algonquin, so if I wanna go over to the west side, or vice versa, if you got Carpenterville, got a friend in Carpenterville, they wanna come over here, they wanna use the bridge, it's gonna cost them 95 cents. I wanna go get a gallon of milk on the other side, or back and forth, whatever. It's gonna be, almost $2. I will be reintroducing my amendment again when it comes to the full board, because I'm not on an executive committee, so I won't see it again until, I will be sitting in that meeting, but I won't see it again until that time. I think it would be appropriate to either, well, my bet is that either we remove all of the Kane County residents who were paying for all the other bridges, the county bridges, or we toll all the other bridges as well, because they have 15 to 20 years to pay for the bridge, pay for the bond, that would pay for the bridge. Then another 15 to 20 years to pay for the maintenance of the bridge. So not only do we pay for the bridge, we have to pay for the maintenance of the bridge. No other bridge up and down. Well, there are no other bridges in the state of Illinois that are minor tollways, city streets, county roads, that are toll bridges. This is the only one. This will be the only one.
If you don't tax Kane County residents, though, how long does that go instead of 15 to 20 years? How long does it take to pay it off?
I don't know.
Good question.
Depends on how many use it. Maybe not. Part of the argument is that a lot of money is going to come from, and I think that was the original argument, well, it's going to be coming from McHenry County. They're going to be coming across from Huntley and using it, and that's where we'll get most of our money, which is fine. I think, if they come across there and use it, that's fine.
Add to your amendment a restriction on the increase in property taxes for Kane County residents. That's going to happen. It's not going to be use tax, and it's never going to cover it.
Well, we'll see. It's hard to argue that something that's not happened yet. I've talked to a lot of people, maybe I talked to the wrong people up there, but people I talk to are not really in favor of paying a tax, or a toll, a user fee, quote unquote user fee, to do it. So, unfortunately, I don't think I can introduce something for a property tax limit in that venue. This is like bridge stuff, so well, I guess I could introduce it. It may be as successful as the other part.
How else did it pay for it? Was it kind of from start to finish?
That's
It's just a message.
That's right. Yes.
It's a beautiful road. Thank
What's
you.
that?
It's a beautiful road, thank you for your work.
Oh, it actually is a lot of constituents I talk to think that it's a beautiful road. I thought we should have a road too.
Yeah.
I thought maybe something like, I don't know if you've been across Red Gate, which is a nice,
Yeah.
beautiful road,
Yeah.
small, doesn't destroy any of the neighborhoods like over at
Yeah.
on the other side of the river, and conducts a lot of,
Yeah.
this is 4 lanes, it's
Yeah.
gonna be big. It's a big one.
Yeah. We need more like that.
Okay, anything else for us?
No, I don't have any questions. It's fine. Thank you for your time, thank you for your service.
Okay, thank you.
All right, folks, unfortunately, there's no executive session this evening, so.
Come on!
No, we tried, but, we get a motion to adjourn. Second. Lots of seconds, lots of motions.
All in favor? Aye.